There we go. Okay, so outward-facing classroom using augmented reality, and it really does tie into mobile phone usage, because what I've kind of noticed is that many primary schools have got great displays for showing children's learning, but still a lot of them tend to be inside the school, and I've got an interest in trying to get children's work outside for a wider audience, because I think there's one thing we know through Twitter and through even things like social networks. It's not just the children in the class, certainly not in a primary class with a teacher. There are other teachers, there's other pupils, and there are parents and other people. And I think this demonstrates it perfectly. If you follow Deputy Mitchell on Twitter, one of his pupils, Fern, has just been writing a story using her blog, and you choose the ending. And I just think, what a fantastic way to get your work out, and as he says, changed Fern's world. So as a motivational tool, getting their work out there and writing for this audience is fantastic. So technology is a solution. I've ripped a couple of these quotes off. 25% of adults in Scotland say they now access the internet via a mobile phone or smartphone. Fastest increase in smartphone subscriptions, and that was a year ago. So by now, these figures have changed. What is augmented reality? Augmented reality is using the camera on a phone or an iPad or even a webcam on a computer and kind of overlaying the real world with something that's not quite real with icons. And that is the advanced bit that I might need a bit of help with. Kind of down to something a bit more basic, this is a quick example of augmented reality using the Too Simple software, which just blew me away. I thought it was brilliant. I put a little arrow so that I could very quickly go to the point in the video that I wanted. And it's now gone, but I think it's loading. It's around here. Then goes my 2 minutes.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Right. What it's about to do is he's about to hold a picture that he's printed of part of an animation done by a child up to the webcam, and you can kind of see what happens on the
depending on what the squares show you, it describes a different animation. You can take your book home. What you've just got to do is line it up. Unfortunately, if you actually invert the mirrors, it works the other way. It's easier, left to right, but then the right.
So if you look, you can see that the animation now starts to move. So it is this idea of children being able to take their work home and just kind of amaze each other, amaze their friends. Look what I've done. Now, it's really quite difficult for mere mortals like us to try and do this, but I found an app which makes it a little bit easier. Janeo is an app where you can attach video, you can attach images, and you can attach 3D models, which I think lends itself to the secondary school if you're using Google SketchUp or something like that. The simple aspect of this, the idea is that you have a trigger image, you put your phone camera onto it, and that then triggers either a nice picture or a video or a 3D content that you can move around. The augmented reality kind of graphics on top of a real image. This is an example of a map, and with the kind of locations on it that would then pop up on the screen. So, using GPS, you could also say, use it for school trips and things like that. And each one of those could trigger some of the pupils' work or something like that. Really, that second bit is the bit that I can't get my head around. But the first bit is actually dead easy. So I can show you actually after this. I'll point my phone at a piece of paper that's printed out, that's the pupil's picture, and it links to their video that they've made. And I just think these are the kind of things that are really going to kind of excite secondary and primary pupils, excite their parents, their friends, but really, yeah, school trips, community events. Go to the National Trust, do some work with it. You don't need to display the work on the National Trust, you just need to have a logo that you've seen when you're there that people can go to Zap and the work comes up. So there's no problem about displaying work in kind of public places. Children, parents, public to your children as well. So that's kind of the idea. I know there's a lot in there for 2 minutes, it's probably over 2 minutes. But that's why I kind of thought, come here and I'll pitch it to people. If anybody likes it or wants to kind of help out, then that's my contact details down there on my Twitter, Charlie Barrow. But that's kind of it. If you want me to, I can show you an example later on over coffee if you want.
That would be great.
Fantastic, yeah.
Sorry, Chip, you're a student.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely brilliant that you're coming and showing us this kind of enthusiasm and things. It's as someone who has been fighting to try and get this type of stuff into school. I was on secondment with the Aberdeenshire Pro team, so I worked with Anna Rossville last year, and we were trying to push a lot of this through. And trying to get, I think the fact that you're standing here and you're coming out with these kind of comments and this kind of enthusiasm for it is absolutely fantastic. And thank you very much for that, because that has been absolutely superb.
Well, I mean, yeah, as you say, it's been difficult with iPods going around. I just think that's going to grow. This is kind of a future.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more.
Really, a really dynamic and innovative approach that possibly I would never have been able to think of by myself. So it's great to just get the idea.
Well, it's the idea that's out there now. I need other people's kind of expertise to share this. But thank you.